Former President Trump and VP Kamala Harris will face off tomorrow night in their first presidential debate. And it could be the only one, as we're now just 56 days away from Election Day. 21 News is your place for politics, and we're checking in with top advisors from both sides of the aisle. Ohio Republican Party Chairman Alex Triantafilou, he is joining me now. Thank you so much for being here. This is Trump's second debate with the election cycle that we're in, but his first one against the new Democratic challenger Kamala Harris. What does he need to do within the debate tomorrow evening to draw a comparison and a contrast to his opponent?
Well, thank you. It's good to be with you. We saw the first debate go very well for President Trump, so well, in fact, that it ended the second potential second term of a Biden presidency. So, we'd like to see him do more of what we saw in that first debate, and that would be to contrast his record, his 4 years in office, to the record of the current administration. And if he does that and he stays focused on the political differences, the policy differences really between these two nominees, he'll do very well for himself. He has a record to run on. The 4 years where he was president, America was more prosperous. Inflation was reduced, really didn't have an inflation problem. Our southern border was on the way to being secure, and we had peace across the globe. So, he can run on his record.
We've heard some conversation about, how he should handle himself in terms of going against his opponent at the podium. Is he better on going on the attack, or in some cases could that backfire given the situation where he's going against a female candidate?
Well, look, we want President Trump to be who he is. And American people at this point know what President Trump is about. They know his style. What I anticipate will happen is that Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris, will come in, with one of those typical canned kind of attacks that we all see. They're so phony and canned. And you're not going to see that from President Trump. What I want to see him do is be who he is. He's a strong, decisive leader. He's unconventional. We all know that sometimes, but he can run on his policy credentials and on the differences and the new direction that he can offer the country, which is better than the current one. So, I know a lot of these things are decided with style points along the way, but President Trump did very well in the last debate. Again, so well that Joe Biden had to leave the race. So, we'll look for him to stay on, score those important style points, but more importantly, stay on the policy issues that matter to the American people.
Now, the rules include the candidates' microphones will be muted when their opponent speaks, and they will have no audience in the background. So what are some of the advisors maybe closest to him likely telling him right now to avoid maybe keeping that message on point within the time frame he has?
Well, I think, again, it's staying on those very same questions that we've talked about. And that last format, which is similar to this current format, did well for him. So, again, the president's done this a long time. He's done it successfully. I think he's his best advisor. But to the extent that, I'm someone who's watched these things and been a part of the political process for a long time, I continue to believe that he highlights his record, and he focuses really on the strength that he brings to the presidency. Compared to the current occupant and some of what we've seen from the vice president recently, I think that he'll do well.
With the presidential race so close, could the debate make or change or break the campaigns for either candidate, in your opinion?
Well, I know you know this, but there are so few voters anymore that are truly persuadable. So again, that's why from where we sit, if you talk about the successes of the President Trump administration, which were, again, low prices, good jobs that lifted up the economy for everybody, all those kind of things, that we're going to do better. But again, we're mindful of the idea that very few people are persuadable. These debates matter, though. They matter, and we'll watch carefully. But we're hoping to reach that voter that asks themselves, "Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago?" And if you answer the way we know is the right answer, and that is you're not better off now than you were, that we're going to have a good night as Republicans.
All right, Alex, thank you so much for taking the time to join me right here on 21 News at 5.
Great to be with you.